Hello, life, or it sounds like if 360. I'm in Nanjing, China. How's the connection? I did a scope earlier today and it was terrible. Didn't come through so clearly. Oh, good. I'm guessing I tried to do a scope at a spring cherry blossom thing, and I think there was too many people on mobile, so it's had a poor connection because of that. Just showing you one of the bike paths we've got here. Really nice. Well, there's two bike paths. There's one down there, it's more straight, and this is a more picturesque one. Yeah, it's quiet. Well, this part of Nanjing is usually quite quiet, still being developed. Well, I've got an interesting vehicle coming down the road here. Hi. This is not on a VPN. This is just running on the local connection. Periscope will work on the local connection. I just can't tweet out. I'm from the United States of America. I'm an American working in China. Been here about 5 years. Actually, I'm getting onto my 6th year here. I don't speak Chinese. I'm guilty of not speaking Chinese. But I get through using WeChat to communicate with people. Yeah, I've been in Nanjing all those years, yes. And in this neighborhood. Oh, I've been in China the 6 years. All of that is in Nanjing.
Hello.
Nice doggy. Oh, you want to know how to get a VPN on an Android emulator? I have no idea. Because I'm not using Android, I'm using an iPhone. Yeah, WeChat has the built-in translator. So what I try to do is I put someone on, I get their WeChat account, and I hook in, and then they'll write in Chinese, and you have to press and hold, and then there's like a sub-menu that comes up, and then translate it, and they do the same thing. I recognize someone on there. A YouTuber, another periscoper. I was checking out your YouTube channel and all the shopping trips you're doing in China. That's cool. There's also, if you're looking for other translator apps, Microsoft Translate that works in China, and that's also really powerful. Microsoft Translate, you can talk into it and it will recognize your speech, and then it can translate into any language, including Chinese. And you can do it through text, and you can also take a picture of something and it'll recognize the text and translate it for you. Yeah, Microsoft Translate. It's free. It's a free application. I'm guessing they have it for Android. I know I use an iPhone, so. What's really nice about Microsoft Translate is it's not using your computer's processing. It's using its machine learning language that Microsoft has. So it goes into the cloud and translates it very quickly and then returns a result. Oh, what VPN do I use? I actually use a Chinese company for my VPN, and that's what makes it work. So there's a company out in Shenzhen called GoIP, and they're registered with the Chinese government, and you can buy this piece of hardware and it turns your whole network into you can pick what IP address you want. So I have an IP address. It makes it feel as if I'm in America, but you can get a UK IP address. You can get all sorts of different ones, and that's what I use to get to YouTube. Plus my work also has a connection. But GoIP, they only sell it to foreigners, as far as I know, because it's tricky. If they sell it to too many people, then it'd probably be banned by the Chinese government. GoIP, yeah. Do a search for GOIP Asia, and you'll see something come up. We're actually walking by my workplace. Over there in the distance is where I work. It has a Chinese-looking buildings over there. They look Chinese from the outside. You go inside, they're completely Western. And actually, the school, I work at a school, and people don't even think it's a school because it looks like a temple, because it has that architecture style. Where am I right now? I'm in Nanjing. I'm in a suburb of Nanjing. It's where a lot of the universities are. That's where I work, over there, behind that gate. Over here, this is a subway. This is line 2 in Nanjing. So if you were to look at a map, and we're past Purple Mountain, in an area called Xiling, which I've probably mispronounced, but it's something about beautiful forest or something it means in Chinese. How old am I? I'm unfortunately old, 43. You know, I'm so old I don't know how to use Snapchat. That's my problem. Young people don't know how to use Snapchat. I created an account in Snapchat, but I don't know how to use it. I find it quite boring. I attempt to learn what the young people are using. I guess Periscope is one of those things. Oh, I'm only going to stay here another few more months, and then I'm heading to Denmark. So my next, scopes you'll see from me in July and August and going on forward will be coming out of Copenhagen, that area. I try to stay about 5 years in one country and then I go somewhere else. No, I don't teach English. I'm a information technology director. So I work in organizations, usually in those roles, and our jobs are to, make sure we've got the right servers and internet works and that kind of stuff. Usually that job is quite invisible. Most people don't know organizations have those people, but we keep all the tech running. But the nice thing about that job is, part of my job is doing what I'm doing right now. I'm going to try all the new tools and see how it works. And then I think, well, how can we use this in schools? So what I'm going to try to do with Periscope, we have a high school graduation. I'm going to try to do a Periscope of the high school graduation. But the challenge is, how do you get that out to the wider world through a tweet? So I'm trying to figure that out. I might have to do 2 accounts. Are you guys bored? You look really bored. You're on Periscope, just let you know. Do you know what Periscope is? Oh, you don't know? But you know what Snapchat is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it like that?
No, it's live streaming. So right now, I have 5 people around the world looking at you guys. But it works in China. So like, if you have iPhone or whatever, you can open it up and then you can see on the map, you'll see red dots. That means someone's live at that moment. And you can watch them. Most people, what they do is they stick it in and they face it towards them and then just start talking. And they'll do it like hours. There's about maybe 5 Periscope users in Nanjing. So if you're absolutely bored, you can either watch people talking, or you could turn the camera around and you start talking. If you're like really bored and lonely, it's good activity. So yeah, those are actually they're students at my school. I think my feeling about Periscope is it's like an introvert's tool. I think most people that use Periscope a lot are introverts. That's my guess. Because they put the camera on them and then they have conversations with people around the world. Because maybe they're not having those conversations with anyone else. Yeah, it's very interactive. So actually a lot of social media works very well with introverts. It doesn't make you feel so alone. Twitter's like that. Definitely Periscope. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm definitely an introvert. I put myself in that category. I'm an introvert in the real world, but with internet and all that kind of stuff, I'm an extrovert. So if you look at my profile, my Twitter profile, you'll see I'm very active on that, if you can get past the VPN. You see in the front of my school right there. You can see the words Nanjing International, and then eventually you'll probably see Nanjing International School. That's where I work. See how the building has got a very Chinese style look? It's, yeah, I guess, you know, maybe why it's quiet, I'm mic'd up. And the mic is right near my mouth, so you're not hearing all the noise. I've been having problems with this mic, so hopefully it keeps on working. It cuts out sometimes. This part of Nanjing, 7 years ago, was just all farms. There's only this school and then farmland everywhere. So this is a very newly developed area. And you see this, you see the center thing we got right there? That's a new development because they had to do that because people would not stay on their side of the road. And the school requested it after there was a pretty bad accident, not with our kids, but someone else. But it makes it much easier to cross the road. Oh, they did that. Oh, maybe they're doing it everywhere. You can hear evidence of, look at that fence, how it's bashed up. Yeah, much safer. Now I can definitely look in one direction and know that that traffic is coming from that part. A lot of the young people around here are college students. So everyone you're seeing passing me, they're coming from Nanjing Normal University. Shanghai is it's an hour train ride, and you know how fast the trains here. They go about 300 kilometers an hour, so it's about an hour and 10 minutes by train. But you know, 5 years ago, we didn't have the fast trains, so it took 3 hours to get to Shanghai. Now it's so fast. Yeah, I'm in Nanjing. This is a part of Nanjing where you've got a lot of college students and a lot of expats. So people working for Ford or Bosch or the different foreign companies that typically live in this area because we've got a school here. Shinjuku is, you'd have to take there's a subway line right over there, and it's about 8 stops, and then you're in Shinjuku. Hello from Scotland. The head of our school is from Scotland. His name is Laurie McKellen. I can't pronounce it. Laurie McKellen? Yeah. Yeah, he's the representative of Scotland for us at our school. When I first came to this school, I had to get used to his accent. I didn't know exactly what he was saying because it was so thick. But now I totally understand exactly everything he's saying. Of course, if he broke into some slang, I wouldn't know what he's talking about. We've been working with there's another person from Scotland we've been working with at our school. His name is Ewan McIntosh, and he's fairly well known within the education circles. But he's come to our school and helped us out a lot with really neat things. If you Google Ewan McIntosh, you'll find him up pretty quickly. But he's, I think, based in Edinburgh. It's 5 o'clock or 10 past 5. You can see instant sales happening here. I wonder what they're buying. Oh, probably a fire sale for fruit. You can see this guy just set up a scale and some fruit. And he must be giving some really good deals. One of the things is trying to cross the road in China. Sometimes waiting for the red light is not the best thing to do. All these cars are taking a left. I'm going to wait till the last one goes. All right, here. See? No one's left turn, but I got a red light and it's better to go. You see those electric? Oh, your phone's too hot? Oh, that's too bad. Anyone that is lived in China or is living in China, you know how those electric bikes, how dangerous. I mean, I love that they're environmental, but they're like silent and crazy. Yeah, crossing, you know what the trick to crossing the road? If you make, I try not to make eye contact with the driver. No, we're in Nanjing. I see a Shanghai question. Shanghai is much more developed, more cosmopolitan. If you look at this is definitely feels like you wouldn't get this kind of feel in Shanghai. Shanghai, you just see so many more foreigners. Nanjing, you hardly see any foreigners. You get a lot of opportunities to have your photo taken. Yeah, definitely. If you're ever doing mobile phone app development, China is the place to be. They're so far ahead of everyone. It's quite interesting to watch how shopping happens in this country because everyone just buys everything with their mobile phone. They show their phone that has a barcode scanner on it. They scan it and then they pay for things. It's not even using NFC. It's just using the scanner. Very simple. And WeChat, there's certain things that are getting more expensive, like if you go into tourist areas, they'll try to rip you off. If I get foreign stuff, that's expensive. There's actually over there's a foreign Italian restaurant. That would be expensive for me to go and have like a steak or something like that. Might cost 100 RMB per meal or per dish. But then if I go to a dumpling place, for that much I can feed like 10 people. Something about Francis. No, I don't speak French. But I think I've read enough that you're asking me, do I speak French? And I don't. But I have coworkers that are from France, and I have co-workers that are from Quebec, but my understanding is their French is very different than the one in France French. Thanks for joining on this little walk that I'm no longer on the bike path. But my job, I'm a information technology director. You get used to people staring at you. Doesn't bother me. It's a polite stare. They'll stare at you and you stare back and then they turn away. This restaurant here is really good. It's like a Sichuan style food. Like this fish head, really spicy, but oh, it's so good. And there is a foreign restaurant here. There's an American breakfast place, which I haven't tried out yet. Well, that's it for the walk today. Thanks for joining. Yeah, the staring can be, and maybe you probably get a lot more staring. You know, because I understand you're African American descent or something like that, and I would imagine they want to touch your hair, and that can be annoying. I've heard about that, where people are African American descent, and they have the frizzy hair, and people just will go up and they'll touch your head, and that's inappropriate, and they don't understand that's inappropriate. Hello, ni hao. Look at the smiles. All right, I'm gonna log off now. Thanks for joining, everyone.